guys, it's Mishel, Deception Bytes. I have no new Q posts, but I did want to bring you guys something because I think that you will be very interested in it, and it's about Stormy Daniels. Now, I know if you're anything like me, you are sick to death of hearing about it. I certainly am, because here's where I stand on this. I don't care. I really don't care. I mean, he's not my spiritual leader. He wasn't elected to be our spiritual leader, and yes, I would like to think of him as moral and ethical and all that. Yes, I would. However, if he had consensual sex with this woman 10 years ago, who cares? She even admits it was consensual. He didn't rape her. He didn't force himself on her. He wasn't violent with her. What's the deal? I mean, what about the women that Bill Clinton raped? Never hear about them, do you? But, Stormy Daniels, she's everywhere. Well, I dug some stuff up that I think you might be interested in. Look at here. Let me make this bigger for you because I want to be sure that you all see it. Now, this is on a website called mugshots.com. And here's her mugshot. Yep. And we know it's her because it says Stephanie Gregory Clifford. That's her real name. Porn star Stormy Daniels. Political aspirations sidelined for arrest for domestic violence, report says. 12/5/2012. Well, look at here. Look at here. Well, let's just read about what she did. American porn star Stormy Daniels, also known as Stormy Waters, and whose legal name is Stephanie Gregory Clifford, was arrested in Tampa Bay, Florida on July 25th, 2009 on a charge of domestic violence. Domestic violence? What? Yeah. At the time, Clifford had political aspirations. What? Having announced her interest in running for the Senate in her native Louisiana. She said, well, somebody can't write it, should say she stated that if she was elected, she would likely retire from the adult industry. Do you think? Yeah, it wouldn't look good for, a member of the Senate, starring in porn movies, but hey, what do I know? According to the police reports, Clifford allegedly beat her husband, Michael Mosney in some accounts, on his head because she didn't like the way the laundry had been done. That sounds like a very good reason to beat a man on the head. Yeah. Then she allegedly opened the mail and discovered that he had not paid a bill that she had given him the money to pay, according to her statement. Oh, well then, yes, by all means, beat him. Now their bank account was frozen. Clifford claimed that she did not remember hitting him. No, of course not. However, Clifford, well, wait a minute. She claims she didn't hit him, but she did hit him. So wouldn't that be like lying? So we've got her beating her husband on the head and lying about it. However, Clifford did remember throwing and breaking some household items during the incident. Michael did not hit her, and neither party was injured. Okay, well, she didn't injure him. Clifford was booked into the Hillsborough County Jail and later released on a $1,000 bond. She was scheduled for arraignment on September 3rd, 2009, but on August 29th, the charge was dropped. A spokesman for the state attorney's office of Hillsborough County declined to comment, except to say that the state decided not to prosecute her. Clifford later abandoned the idea of running for Senate. I wonder who she paid off and how she paid them off. Or maybe it was just dropped. Sure. It might have had something to do with her double D boobs, but I don't know. I'm just saying. Clifford later abandoned the idea of running for Senate. Yeah, it was a bad idea, admit it, due to the lack of money. Oh. Clifford starred in films as Busty Beauties 2, Big Busted Goddesses of Las Vegas, and Thumpin' Melons. Okay, they just sound like real winners to me. All are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Well, and that's true. She was not found guilty in a court of law, but it is interesting. So she was obviously having money problems back in 2012, right? Yeah. Well, it says right here, she abandoned the idea of running for Senate due to lack of money. So she must have been having money issues, right? Okay. She was born 1979. Yeah, this is her. Eye color blue, hair color blonde, build slender, 32, 5'7", 130 pounds. Yep. Alrighty. So, battery, domestic violence, cash bond, 1,000. So there you are. And what else do I have here? Oh yeah, this. Let me see. Now let's go to this right here because, well, it's just interesting. Okay, so now, okay, forgive my laughter, but this is a little amusing to me. So NBC News runs with this story. Lie detector test indicates Stormy Daniels truthful about Trump affair. In the opinion of the polygraph examiner, Daniels was truthful about having unprotected sex with Donald Trump in 2006. Okay, well, first of all, I don't care. But second of all, let's look at the picture of her having the polygraph test. Okay. Something's wrong here. What's wrong here? What is wrong with this picture? Huh. I mean, besides the fact that these are squeezing her boobs. Do you see anything wrong with this picture? Because I do. Let's look at a picture of a real polygraph test, shall we? And just go out and Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever you choose and look at the images of polygraph tests. They're all the same. They're all very, very similar. This is a polygraph test. Okay, so she's got these. This is a blood pressure thing to measure the blood pressure, and because apparently it rises and whatever if you're lying, or I don't know. And then these are sensing very, very, very minute temperature changes and sweating, I believe. I'm not exactly sure about all the technology, but I do know that let's go out there again, take a look at that. I do know that that is not a polygraph. Like, excuse me, there's nothing on her fingers, nothing. This could be a watch or anything. I don't know what that is. These, I don't, okay, they may measure something, but they're not, she's not fully hooked up to a polygraph. I'm telling you. It's evident. So, what are they trying to pull? Like, really? And I don't know what this is around her because she's very, very slender. She does not have a gut at all. So I don't know what that is. But yeah, I'm not real convinced on the polygraph test. Let's just put it that way, okay? Not real convinced. In fact, I think it's rather funny. Okay. Well, let's see what else I have here for you. What was this? Oops. Sorry. Can't remember what this is now. Oh, yes, it's this. Rough ride for political porn star. Same story, different. Instead of showing you the mugshot, this is somebody that wrote about this. It was NBC6, which is coincidentally interesting because they're, the ones that ran with this whole lie detector test thing. Rough ride for political porn star. Domestic violence arrest. Advisor's car exploding. All in a week's work for Stormy Daniels. Huh. Car exploding. Probably needed money. I don't know. Let's read about this. Porn star and Louisiana Senate contender. I mean, that's laughable, right? It's laughable. I'm not saying she's not smart. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it's odd for someone to go from a porn star to wanting to be in the Senate. To me, that says that the woman's maybe not stable. I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong before. And I don't want to, have any snap judgments. I don't know her. She could be a perfectly reasonable woman. She could be very intelligent. I don't know. Porn star and Louisiana Senate contender Stormy Daniels, real name Stephanie Clifford, was arrested July 25th for domestic violence in Tampa Bay after she allegedly beat her husband in the head because she was upset because of the way the laundry had been done. Stormy's exploratory committee's slogan for her campaign in her hometown of Louisiana is Stormy Daniels, screwing people honestly. Well. Is that what she's doing to Trump? Screwing him honestly? I don't know. You tell me. A porn star from Florida with political ambitions is finding out that serving the public can be an even dirtier job than servicing men in skin flicks. Stormy Daniels has had a train wreck week because of an arrest in Tampa for domestic violence and her political advisor's car getting blown up in New Orleans. Her political advisor's car getting blown up in New Orleans. Okay. The story's as good as anything coming out of Hollywood. Yeah, you could say that again. It's something out of The Sopranos, said Edward E. Chervenak, a professor of politics at the University of New Orleans. Very weird. Yes, indeed. I lived not far from New Orleans for, 6 years, maybe 6? I can't remember how many years I spent there, but it's a very, very odd place. Louisiana is a very odd place. I loved it. In some ways, it's like a country unto itself almost. Like it's very, very different than the rest of the states. And it has some endearing qualities, but it's also, you talk about corruption. Anyway, the trouble started for Daniels, aka Stephanie Gregory Clifford, on July 23rd, when political advisor Brian Welch's parked Audi erupted in a fireball outside his New Orleans apartment. It got even more stormy for Daniels when she was busted Saturday in her Tampa home after a fight with her husband over paying bills and the right way to fold laundry. The buxom blonde, a Louisiana native, now why does that not surprise me, had announced in May that she'd like to run for the Senate seat of Louisiana Republican David Vitter, the junior senator who became embroiled in the 2007 D.C. Madam scandal. That's interesting. So she was there around the same time I was. Interesting, because I know that name, David Vitter. Anyway, Daniel's husband, Michael Mosney, told Tampa police that the 30-year-old porn star had hit him several times, claiming that she'd start throwing items all over the couple's home after she became upset about the way the clothes had been done, and then got more upset about some bills that had not been paid. Daniels was charged with domestic violence battery. As for the exploding car, Welch, a Democratic... Oh, she was a Democrat. Oh! Well, isn't that interesting? She was a Democrat. Imagine that. Are you shocked? No, I didn't think so. As for the exploding car, Welch, a Democratic advisor and manager of the Stormy Daniels Senate Exploratory Committee, LLC, claims a man got into the car shortly before it blew up. Maybe there's a reason, more of an intentional reason for the car blowing up, Welch said. I want to get more facts. Maybe they did that for a publicity. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. Welch said he didn't know if the explosion had anything to do with Daniels' possible Senate run. Clearly, if someone tried to blow up my car, it's cause for concern. It's not cause for me to stop doing my job, stop me from talking about the things that are important, Welch said. Like, things that are important, like getting that porn star elected to the Senate. If anybody had been walking by when that car blew up, they would have been seriously injured or killed. Daniels, star of Double D Babes 3 and Porking with Pride 2, has not officially declared herself a candidate in the Louisiana race. Though she hasn't lived in Louisiana for years, she would be eligible to run if she reestablished residency there. Well, we're just finding out all sorts of things, aren't we? Yep. Well, let's go out and see what else I can dig up. Oh, yes, and then there's this. Found this on someone's Facebook or Twitter, and I thought it was very interesting. Did 60 Minutes just put an addict on national TV? Stormy Daniels' eyes are extremely dilated. I worked in the TV industry for years. Lighting is very harsh, and your pupils contract, not dilate. And that's true. Of course, your pupils, whenever you're submitted to sunlight or harsh lights or a flash or anything, they'll contract. And but here's something else. It may not be drugs, because we are hardwired to like people with large pupils. It's hardwired into us because if you watch and look at your significant other, your husband, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and when you're talking to them, their pupils will become enlarged because they like what they're seeing, I hope. And they love you, and therefore it's a pleasant thing to look into the face of a loved one, and so your pupils dilate. And as well, when people are sexually engaged, their pupils dilate. So that is a common thing. They use it in the advertising industry. They will make women's pupils look bigger. They'll, whatever, because it makes them more attractive. And I remember doing one of my undergrad degrees is in psychology, and I remember this study they had where they showed people just different pictures, and the only thing that was different in some of the pictures was the pupil size. Well, all of the pictures, that was the thing. And consistently they rated men rated women as more attractive that had the larger pupil size. So they had to rate these women as on their level of attractiveness. And the men rated the women rated the men. And so I assume that these were all straight, because I don't think that. Anyway, I would assume that, because that's what they did. Anyway, so consistently they found that the ones that had they had done something to the pupils to make it look larger, they were consistently rated as more attractive than those who did not have large pupils. Now, so what I'm saying is they're wanting her to appear believable. Did they dilate her pupils? They may have. They may have given her something to dilate her pupils so that it would make her appear more attractive and more believable and more engaging. I'm just saying. I wouldn't put it past them at all. Or the other thing that will dilate your pupils is anything that, like speed, like anything that slows you down usually, like sleeping pills or anything like that, will make your I have actually a degree in I worked as a pharmacy tech for a long time, and I have like a 2-year associate degree in that as well. So that's how I know all this stuff, but that's neither here nor there. And knowledge like that comes in useful sometimes to me. But so sleeping pills or pain pills or whatever will make your pupils contract, and anything that speeds you up, like amphetamines or things of that nature, will make your pupils larger. So she's either on something like amphetamines or speed or, something like that, or they have dilated her pupils on purpose, because that is not a normal pupil size. Not. and especially under bright lights. No way. There's no way. So here's another picture. That's not normal pupil size. And I'm sure that I know that there's some medical people that watch or that listen and listen and watch. So they can verify that as well. So it's just not normal. Now, I think that's all I have, but I wanted to bring that stuff to you because I thought it was interesting. Now, does it prove or disprove anything? No, of course not, but it's interesting. And I think that we deserve to know that. So there you go. And I'll keep an eye out for the Q posts, and make sure if you want to be subscribed that you stay subscribed, because like I said, they keep dropping people off. And I'll see my numbers go down, and it's like they'll drop a whole bunch of people at once. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. I know exactly what they're doing. But if you want to be subscribed, just keep checking to make sure you keep subscribed and click the bell button so that you'll be notified of any new videos. And hope you guys have a wonderful night's rest and have a wonderful day tomorrow. Talk to you later.